Hello everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Today we're going to continue the conversation about Cosette, the store that sells, or that used to sell at this point. We're kind of not sure if it's open or not open. It seems to be open online, but anyway, they sell luxury goods that they source from other parties, and they claim that they are authentic. Now, the story continues. We left off last week talking about luxury and life in the middle, Lisa's channel. And Lisa, a couple of months ago, and I reported about this on my channel, she watched a Mel in Melbourne video where Mel in Melbourne was... this is Lisa, by the way. Hello, Luxury Life in the Middle. Hey, sweetie. Be sure to check out this lovely lady's YouTube channel and subscribe to her. She was watching a Mel in Melbourne video, and Mel was sponsored by Cosette. And so yeah, she bought a bag, you know, because she saw Mel talking about Cosette, and well, turns out that allegedly the bag was not authentic. So she made a video about it. I reported about it as well. She said she would do an update, but instead of making an update on the situation, whether or not she got the money back for the bag, did she send it back, what happened, her video was taken down, or it just disappeared. So I didn't know what happened, but she did say since then that actually Cosette threatened allegedly to sue her if she didn't take down the video. So this is why she says allegedly that she took down the video, which is shocking. Now, Mel in Melbourne, you could check out my first video. Hi, Mel. Hello, sweetie. Mel made a video. I talk about this in my prior video, right? She made a video about Cosette, where she was sponsored with Cosette back in 2020. And then there was a whole situation back in 2020 about alleged fakes, replicas with Cosette, yada, yada. She took down the video. No, she didn't take down the video, but she made an apology video addressing everything, she called it. So fast forward now to 2023, Mel did not take down the first video from 2020 where she's sponsored by Cosette. She also did not take down the addressing the situation video where she kind of makes a sort of an apology about having worked with them because, you know, people are claiming that allegedly they're selling fakes. But in 2023, Mel is back with another video sponsored by Cosette. And everybody was a little bit shocked that she would do that. Now, Life Luxury in the Middle saw that video, got inspired, bought a bag from a Prada bag from Cosette and got it authenticated. So, you know, this is not authentic. I don't believe it is. Allegedly, blah, blah, blah. Got the money back, but had to take the video down because they threatened allegedly to sue her. Now, so she wrote me and she said, please, if you make a follow-up video or if you post a video as a single video, like make sure to state that I did not receive any compensation from Cosette to take down the video. I took down the video because they threatened me. Allegedly, I have to say allegedly. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. It's not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion and speculation. So now, the plot kind of somewhat thickens because the news picks up the story about other ladies having purchased bags from Cosette and having had them authenticated by third parties of their choice and having had the bags come back with authentication like negative as in non-authentic. So they asked their money back from Cosette. Cosette did give them their money back. Everything is alleged here, but some news anchors, news stations in Australia got wind of all of this happening. Mind you, Cosette, from how they describe the situation, has this store like somewhere in the center of Sydney, prominent location. This is not just like brick and mortar. You know, this is not like something little on the prairie. It's like in the middle of Sydney. Plus they have an online presence. Plus they have an online shop. It's like a major deal. This is not just like little some teeny tiny, let me fly under the radar type of brand, right? So the news catch wind of it and they start investigating and they start finding customers, unsatisfied customers that are willing to come forward and talk about their experiences and the bags that they claim are not authentic, that they purchased allegedly from Cosette and wanted their money back. Again, I repeat, Cosette gave them the money back as per the statement in that article or in that news report. But more and more people surface that have issues with Cosette. Cosette then, so the TV station tries to interview Cosette. They go to the shop. The first day they come in, the ladies working there, their faces are blurred out. They're saying like, well, we're selling authentics. But we're, people are kind of making it sound like we're, shady because we have this weird reputation because, people are kind of saying this stuff, but we're selling authentics. So the day after that, apparently Cosette closed. Or a couple of days after that. Now, this is when a lot of people started writing me saying, Dacob, wait, did they like completely shut down? Did they fail? Is it over? Is their business done? But Cosette issued a statement saying, we're not closed. We're just closed on this day because our workers are sick. Or let's say there's not enough workers to open the shop because due to illness, we have to keep the store closed. I'm like, yeah, sure. That sounds very, very sus to me. But the news people were like, okie dokie, don't you worry about a thing. We're going to wait another day and we're going to go the day after to see if you guys are there. But in the meanwhile, since you are closed today, let's find out where your storage units are. Like your storage space, your stock room. The stock room appears to be also somewhere relatively central in Sydney. So the news people go to the stock room. They knock on the door of this address, right? And a guy opens up and the news person is like, again, the same aggressive way that they did it the first day when Cosette was open. They're like, so hi, we were dressing here, the situation with the fake. And the guy shuts the door in their face, does not say a word. Does not say a word. Then the news people find new unsatisfied customers that are willing to talk on camera about the bags that they purchased that were allegedly also fake and that they're sending back to Cosette to get their money back. In the meanwhile, the day after, the reporters are also back at the Cosette shop in the center of town waiting for 10 a.m. because allegedly the shop is supposed to open at 10 a.m. The news anchors say, well, they did not really open at 10 a.m. They opened up at like 10:01 a.m. Like they're trying to say like they waited there that extra 1 or 3 minutes more before they opened. Like whatever, girl. There was like 3 or 4 people waiting in line to get into Cosette, wanting to either buy stuff or exchange or bring back stuff that they said that they claimed was not authentic. Because now they're worried. Now people are watching the news. People are getting worried that maybe the bags they bought at Cosette might be non-authentic, allegedly, right? So now, interesting to note that this news lady did not enter into Cosette, right? She was kind of staying outside. I don't know if they did not let her in. She did state that Cosette installed a security person at the door that day. They blended out the face of the security person, but from the body language, I had the impression that that security person was a lady, not a dude. You know what I mean? It felt like somebody, I don't know, it didn't feel like security to me. It just felt like somebody of the staff was told to stand there, just not let certain people in. Now, so I don't know if the newscasters were not let in or if they didn't want to go in, but the lady that was there to bring back the bag went in, came out and started talking. The news reporter was asking her like, so what happened? What happened? And she said, well, I went in, I wanted to exchange this bag. I wasn't so sure. I just don't feel safe. And while I was there, another lady was crying because her husband, who apparently passed away, and like a gift for the daughter for the passing of the husband was a bag, and like, oh my God, it was such an emotional gift, and now the bag might not be authentic, and like the lady was crying, and it's like very dramatic. Okay, very, very dramatic situation. And the news reporter is kind of reporting about all of this and recording what this lady is saying. In the meanwhile, Mel in Melbourne's video is still online. Mel in Melbourne, maybe she has a contract and hi Mel, and cannot take the video down. I don't know. I'm not throwing any accusations at Mel right now. I'm just questioning, why is Mel's video still online? Her sponsorship with Cosette. And I'm also asking, why is Mel not making a follow-up video to explain the situation? Why, Mel? Would you care to come forward and explain? Please, it would really be helpful for us to know. Also, for your own legitimacy, I mean, kind of your reputation is at stake too here. Like we want to know. We are consumers of your content as well, and we love your content, but we would kind of like to know where you stand with this. That's my question. Now I'm left with that. But then in the meanwhile, somebody reports to me and says, Dacob, did you see that Tamara Kalanick made a comment? Because apparently Tamara also did allegedly a sponsorship with Cosette a while ago. And she claims that her bag, I don't know if it's a Bottega Veneta or a Celine bag, I don't know at this point. And she claims allegedly that the bag she got from them is authentic. And then I'm thinking to myself, why would Tamara need to defend them? What's going on here? In this whirlwind of weird situations, why is she defending them? Does she know somebody who is, because we've had these allegations of maybe Cosette sourcing the luxury bags from the gray market? Well, who's working in the gray market? You know that Tamara partially lives in Italy. Her boyfriend, who's Italian, I don't know what he does. Does he work in marketing or something? But like, I wonder if somebody who she knows is maybe working. I'm just speculating here. Is she connected to this somehow? With the sourcing of these bags, with sourcing of these luxury goods? Because if they're sourced from Italian brands, from on the gray market from Italy, well, why isn't Cosette transparent about this? And why doesn't Cosette just say, we're sourcing it from this and this person? In the meanwhile, the, what are they called in Australia? The kind of the office for fair practices of marketing and merchants, whatever it's called in Australia. If they get more than 10 complaints within a month, then they investigate a company. Well, apparently they got allegedly 25 complaints within a day about Cosette. So this triggered 2 officers to go to inspect Cosette. The TV station just coincidentally happens to be there as these 2 officers arrive at the stockroom of Cosette, knocking at the door, and they're probably let in because, I mean, this is now kind of government stuff as well. So now Cosette is apparently being investigated because 25 plus allegedly reports are complaining about them within 1 month, technically within 1 week at this point, right? Or within 2 weeks since the news broke. Office of Fair Trading, says Melissa. Thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you for helping me out here. It's my live my chat on the side. Office of Fair Trading passes by with 2 officials. They're all in uniform and they're kind of asking to come in and check out what will go. I feel we need transparency as consumers to have a statement from Cosette, because Cosette keeps repeating, we are selling only authentic luxury goods. That's Cosette's statement. They have not changed it thus far. They're standing, you know, with their grounds on this. So I am just reporting to you guys, that's what they're saying. So that's what they're saying. You're innocent until proven guilty, obviously. But they're not budging an inch. And they keep saying, we're refunding all these clients their money. But the fact that we're refunding the money does not mean that we are in any, any way, shape, or form admitting guilt. No, we just want customer satisfaction, but those bags are authentic. So if the customers claim they're not, they want their money back, fine. We'll give them the money back, but we are not admitting to anything, to any wrongdoing, just to be very clear. And as of now, since when I'm making this video, they seem to be standing on that ground as well. But I feel like that the Office of Fair Trading should give us some sort of information. Now, they did claim that they are investigating, so they cannot kind of deliver any verdict because there's no verdict to deliver yet. It's too soon. Now, here's something very interesting that happens in the meanwhile. One of my subbies sends me a message with an article, a newspaper article from 2015. And this is where things get a little bit shadier than I expected them to get. The Mail Online, dailymail.co.uk, wrote an article entitled "Accused of Selling Fake Goods and Still Owes Creditors $13 million." The woman behind troubled high-end fashion site, whose customers included Rebecca Judd, is back in business with a new boutique store. The co-founder of an e-boutique that collapsed after being accused of selling fake designer items has opened a new business in Sydney. Agi Tot and My Net Sale went broke in 2014 and owed $12.88 million. Tot has now opened a similar business called Style Store International. My Net Sales was popular among Rebecca Judd and Danny Minogue. Allegedly everything. I'm just reading to you what this article states. Now, this article from 2015 makes the runs through several Facebook group chats. And somebody on one of these Facebook group chats, anonymous member, by the way, anonymous member, drops the bomb and says, like many others, I have been waiting years for this company to be exposed for selling counterfeit goods. And again, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just reading this. This is all speculation, y'all. Okay, take it with a grain of salt. I wanted to offer some advice for those that have been directly impacted. Unfortunately, there is little we can do to shut this company down, but there are a few small things that we can do to raise awareness and bring attention to the bullying and threatening tactics that this company uses. This anonymous person writes, if you have purchased a bag from them, you will need to seek your own authentication. You will then need to follow their returns process and chase them up constantly. They will ask you to send the bag back to them so they can check the authentication for themselves. If you have left a public review or comment, they will make you remove this before granting you a refund. Take screenshots of all communication. This person keeps writing and goes on to write, the NSW Office of Fair Trading, linked below, will not accept a complaint if you have been granted a refund. They are only interested in pursuing if the company refuses to grant you a refund. However, you can make a complaint about the company via the ACCC, also linked below. They also say, help us to raise awareness by sharing the Sydney Morning Herald article to your social media. I have also found it useful sending information and links directly to influencers and YouTubers. The more people we can reach, the more people will be educated. Well, you've reached this YouTuber, so hi, anonymous Facebook group writer. This company and its founders and directors are connected to My Net Sale, linked below, again, allegedly. If you've been around a while, you may remember they were exposed and went into administration for doing the exact same thing. Counterfeit goods support illegal activities, yada, yada. So now, wow. Just wow. How is the legal, if this is true, how is the legal system in Australia set up so poorly that something like this can continue for so many years? And what, like all you need to do is change the name of the business and you're good to go? And you can start from scratch, and it's like you never existed. It's like anything bad you ever did in the past, oopsie, you owe $12 million. I don't know if it's Australian dollars or American dollars, by the way, that doesn't specify in this article. But this is insane. This is insane. Jane P says, also just saw the biggest luxury PR company in Australia also promote for them, and big celebrities and influencers. Yes, this is something that is in the article. In another article written by whatoday.com.au, Cosette too close for comfort for those whose castles are built on social media cloud. And so the article says that the fallout following the exclusive investigation by the Herald's national fashion editor, Melissa Singer, has been swift and wide, creating an awkward predicament, they say, for Australia's leading luxury marketing consultant, the usually unflappable Emma von Hundel, whose publicity company EVH was hired to promote Cosette. So this article states that since this drama is happening, the EVH company took Cosette off of their website. Like, I don't know if they took it off now or if it was taken off before, but what happens is this article claims that you do not see Cosette listed as one of the clients of this company anymore. And if you try to contact this company, allegedly this article says, they're going to tell you, they're going to direct you in another direction and say, content creator, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Who are they directing you to? Here it is. Van Handel, who mixes in elite social circles, says the article, and has previously served on prestigious Gold Dinner Charity Committee, did not respond to PS's specific queries if her company was still promoting Cosette, directing the questions to corporate crisis management communications specialists Citadel Magnus. The plot thickens. It seems like so many people are involved in this situation. It seems like this is much bigger than just bags that are maybe authentic, maybe not authentic. It seems like there's like so many implications, so many people in very high positions. Listen, I don't know why, but like, why is Australia always involved in these like insane luxury scandals and these like insane luxury dramas, whether it be on YouTube or whether it be, luxury in general? I am sensing like a down under version of Erin Brockovich going down and dirty on them. And I don't know how to say Erin Brockovich in Australian, like Erin Brockovich. Erin Brockovich. I don't know how to pronounce it in Australian, down under, but could you imagine? This is insane. So now we're talking about marketing brands, PR publicists, crisis management people involved, like the government getting involved, masses of people kind of complaining about, their bags being scared now that they might not be real, that they might not be authentic, allegedly. Oh, Brockovich, says Nettie. That would be the pronunciation in Aussie. So listen, I'm, like I said from the get-go, and I know you're tired of hearing me repeating the alleged word, but I do wish all of them the best, really. I wish Cosette the best. I wish all of their customers the best. I wish all of the content creators that talk about them the best. But you know what? I also wish us consumers the best. That's the bottom line, you guys. It's our money that these people are playing with. If Cosette hired a publicist, with what money did they hire a publicist? With the consumer money, the people that buy their stuff. So it's your money at the end of the day. They're a company that sell luxury goods. The money that they earn from selling luxury goods, they reinvest that money in other endeavors, including publicists, PR, what have you. So I wish us the best. I wish us, the consumers, the best. I want us to be safe. I want us to have transparency. I don't want to hear these sad stories of these poor moms crying at the cash register at Cosette saying that their husband passed away and the last gift that they left for their daughter was a bag that they could afford from Cosette. And now this mother is crying, allegedly, right? Bringing back the bag saying like, you broke my daughter's heart. I don't want to hear those stories. I don't want these stories to happen in the first place. I don't want the consumer to be put in a position of spending their hard-earned money for something that turns out to be an alleged scam. And even if, let's say this doesn't turn out to be a scam and they all prove that everything was authentic, okay, let's hypothesize. Okay, let's say you prove that. Fine. But where are you gonna place the hardship you made these people go through? And I'm telling you, some people are very, very, very sensitive. And I'm not saying, oh, poor, little thing, little flowerlet. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like some people really, it's a lot of money to spend, let's say, $2,000 on a bag and then find out, oh, it might be counterfeit. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is like months and months and months of saving up. And it's like, you're shocked. That doesn't feel good. Okay. And to have to go through that, well, is it enough to just like say, well, just refund me the price of the bag? Yeah, I think depending what the outcome is, only a court and a jury can deliver a verdict, right? Sure, there's also the verdict of popular opinion, but legally, and we always say this on my channel very clearly, law does not equal morals always. They're two separate things. So what can be legal doesn't have to be morally just. Be very clear about this. So in the court of law, whatever, if this thing goes so far and a judge has to deliver a verdict, whatever that verdict might be one day, if this ever goes there, we're just hypothesizing. Let's say the judge decides, okay, you know what? You did something scammy, sus, okay? Good that you paid all the people back for the bags. Hypothesizing only. Then what happens? How do you compensate the trouble these people went through? Because that compensation, humbly, in my moral opinion, not legal opinion, my moral opinion, I don't think it's enough. I quite frankly don't think it's enough to just say, well, yeah, here, okay, you paid $2,500 for the bag. Here's your money back. Thank you. Bye. Hasta la vista, baby. No, you made me go through a lot of hardships, a lot of mental distraught. And how is that compensated? Now, I know we're not in America. Australia has different laws. In America, honey, bubucha, you can, you can sue for anything in America, okay? Like America, I know it's a very aggressive system. And I'm not saying it's the best system out there. I mean, America should also kind of maybe daddy chill a little. You know what I mean? Very much like daddy chill. You don't have to freaking sue for everything. But at the same time, a situation like this is one of those situations where in America, I think a group of people might contemplate joining forces and kind of like starting a potential class action suit. Again, I don't know how Australia ticks and how it works. Maybe the system is much more chill and they don't do that sort of stuff there. But D. Higginbotham says, we call it punitive damages. Australia is just as litigious as the USA, says Nettie. Oh, well, there you go. Just Joe says, class action time allegedly rise up Cosette Custody, the abbreviations of it all. So now wait, says Rochelle, these designers send people out to flea markets to hunt down designer knockoffs. Why did the brands not smell this out? We don't know where they get the bags from. I have not seen an official statement from Cosette saying this person A, company B, company C, person D, these are our sources. These are the people from whom we get the bags in. We do not really have transparency on that yet as the public. Maybe the investigators have access to that information, but they haven't disclosed it yet, so we can only speculate. I have no clue. Personally, I have no clue where they harvest the bags from, where they source the bags from. I don't know. Could be totally legitimate sources, you guys. But okay, if they are totally legitimate sources, why aren't you disclosing them? Why aren't you sharing them? And for me, it was really, really kind of painful to realize and to see that actually Lisa's channel, that she was threatened as she claims. So I have to say allegedly, because obviously I'm It's something she claims. And she took down the video because she says she was allegedly threatened for legal action by Cosette if she doesn't take down the video where she shows the bag she bought from them and fears that it might be inauthentic. That's where I draw the line. As a content creator and as a fellow consumer, that's where I draw the line. You know why I draw the line? Because a company that behaves that way and threatens a small content creator who, by the way, bought something from their business, is their client, and then you threaten them with legal action, like if they don't take down a video about their personal opinion about your product, so you are bullying them into silence? Is that what you're doing? So you're bullying them into submission, and you're bullying them so that they are not allowed to tell other people about their negative experience with your shop? How on earth do you think you can get away with that? Because behavior like that and news about behavior like that spreads like wildfire. And you best believe it spreads to a point where when too many people, and here we get to another interesting and important point, when too many people know about this, people start reporting about it. What are you going to sue? You're going to sue 150 people, each and every single one of the people who stand up and have something to say about you? Really? I think your pockets are not that deep. First of all. Second of all, you know you can also get sued back, right? But what I'm really surprised about is this news in the luxury world is so, it broke internationally, and yet such a small amount of content creators are talking about this. Isn't that super shady? Why aren't more people reporting about this from our luxury community? Why is it just like you can count us on the tips of your finger, on one hand? There's maybe 5 of us talking about this. Why is nobody else talking about it? And the big content creators are totally not talking about this. And if they are talking about it, they're defending this brand. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Well, I'm just telling you guys watching, do not take for granted everything you hear. These lemming content creators, promoting, selling you this and that product in their videos. I'm sponsored by this brand, by that brand. Take it with a pinch of salt. Do your due diligent research about whatever the brand is that somebody is sponsoring. And, we don't all have to stay on the same moral grounds here. I'm not saying we have to. We don't have to. As long as stuff is legal, it's legal. But, just because you like a brand doesn't mean I have to like a brand. And that's fine. And vice versa. That's totally fine. But do your research. Do your research. Some big influencer content creator is promoting a brand like this, and don't just blindly think, oh my God, this is amazing. Let me go buy from them. Do your research before you pull the trigger. Before you pull the trigger. I'm telling you. Rosanna says, thank you for the super chat. Dacob, for the 3rd time, the geckos of truth in my house were sounding off while watching your video of Cosette last week. Truth can be felt by animals. Thank you, Rosanna. And so, just saying, we'll go. You do you. You know what I mean? You believe what you want to believe. It's also about faith at a certain point. I made a whole conversation about what we think, it's the fake and what is real. Who's making what? Are these brands in cahoots with the counterfeiters, allegedly? There's a lot to dive into, and I've made a whole video about that as well. But at the end of the day, it's about faith. Like, what do you believe? Do you believe that they're authentic or not? It kind of boils down to that. Because at the end of the day, everything on planet Earth was made on planet Earth. Maybe it wasn't made in Italy. Maybe it was made in Spain or in Morocco or in China instead, or Indonesia. But it's still made on planet Earth. Legally, one of these products or a few of them might not be legal. But who's to say they're not fundamentally, at the end of the day, all the same? It's just about belief, isn't it? Luxury is an idea. Luxury is a dream you have. Luxury is a component of your life that is unnecessary, but you choose to desire it. You choose to want to live in it, be a part of it. But the second you choose is the second you start to believe. It's almost as if the luxury structure and system is like a belief system, a belief mechanism, a cult in many ways, if you fall victim to it. And many people do. But what the outcome is of all of that is, well, the bottom line is this, you guys. All of us are going to kick the bucket sooner or later. No matter if you buy a bag that's authentic or a replica, you can't take it with you once you go. When you go, you go. You leave all your stuff behind. It's about the time you spend on planet Earth that's important. Very Gandalf the Great from Lord of the Rings, right? It's how you choose to spend the time that is given to you. You can choose to believe, or you can choose not to believe. But choosing not to believe also means that you have to, as a counter reaction, choose to believe something else. You can't not believe in anything, because if you don't believe in anything, well, that's a belief as well. Then you believe that you should not believe in anything. And do you really want to be stuck in that negative position of not wanting to believe in anything as your belief system? That's quite toxic. To me, it would be. So, at the end of the day, you have to find the line and a way of life and a vibration that is good for you, that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you enjoy your life. That's the bottom line. The law doesn't care much about that structure. The law doesn't actually care at all. But morals, they make you care. So, forget about the law for a second here and pause to think about what makes you happy, what linders your pain of living. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and subscribe, thumb up this video. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end of this deep dive into weird luxury situations and drama. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Love you loads. Take care. Never give up on love. Bye.